white girls are typically on birth control in college. That's why they don't have a lot. Like they be talking about, oh, the STD rates is so high in the black community. I'm like, are you crazy? White people got STDs like crazy. White girls don't get pregnant like black girls because they're on birth control and they get abortions too. People act like they don't get abortions, like just black girls get abortions. I don't know a ton about non-black people, so I try not to speak too much about them. But Trev, if you want to know what they're doing different, I think it'll be best to get some white people on this show and then have that conversation with them. Go into some white
I think
spaces
them
and
White
listen
kind
to
of
them.
landed the plane on it because he said that it may or may not work when they do get the ring by spring. But that exposes that the whole game plan is to go and get some type of skill and college degree. So when you do get in a marriage, you still retain the skills to be able to navigate from man to man when you decide you're unhappy and you want to break up the marriage. Versus back in the olden days when a woman married without any skill or any education and couldn't work and was stuck in the marriages for the sake of survival. Now that the
Dog,
women can go out and work and earn on their own, when they decide they don't want to put up with your ass anymore, they can file, go
dog.
back to their day job, and then go try to get with another man.
Okay, okay, but darling, check this out. When black girls go to college, they're going with a purpose to level up and boss up. Even if they're going to get a humanities degree, even if they're going to get a teacher certificate, they don't, in their mind, this thing will solidify that they don't need a man.
Yeah,
They're
but
not going to college
they can
for the
say that, but
purposes.
we all know they still do, and they say they do once they get humbled.
No, listen, when they graduate with it and they realize that their life really ain't going the way they thought it was going to go, they look for a bailout package. See, black women go to college to level up, boss up, to not need a man. If they was going to college to get a man, they will find that man in college. There's not a black woman in America who can go do 4 years in college and not find an eligible suitor while she's in college. Not one.
Let me tell you, there has never been a job that I've ever had that I needed anything that was on my course syllabus, that I needed anything that was on my transcript. Every single job I've had, they've been able to train me like a brand new baby, train me on what I needed to know. So some of the degrees are useless, but not for you. I'm going to take off my glasses. I'm going to hold your hand. This is for black women. Let me hold your hand. We don't need a lot of these degrees. But in order to be qualified for the position, because they don't want us in the position, do you understand? Let me know, you understand? So you had to get that degree to get that job. Every single woman I talk to on a college campus understands the assignment. Get the degree so you get the job, so you move up, so you can pay it forward. That's it.
Well, I get it. I understand what you're saying, but I believe something different. I believe the woman goes, black woman, white woman, whatever you want. Any woman who goes to college before marriage, it's not granted. You got some of them that really have a passion to go find a career and do what they love. But for the most part, I would say these women are going to college to be able to attain some type of skill that they can use to be able to thrive on their own. The moment they're not happy in a relationship or they're not
Oh,
happy in their
Darwin,
marriage.
come on, Darwin. Are
They,
you
it's a,
you
So
you're
I,
telling me that these women are going to college to get a skill that they can provide for themselves in the event their relationships don't work out? Is that what you're
in the
telling me?
event they get into a relationship where it don't work out, they have the necessary skills to be able to self-sustain. It's a play that's been evoked or activated whenever we start allowing women access to education and to jobs on a level to where they can self-sustain.
Trev, you believe that?
And I think the whole argument,
I,
if you were to
I
go back
wasn't
to the
here.
whole argument on why the right was even put in place, a lot of the complaints was because of they wasn't able to self-sustain in the event of their being mistreated or even divorced. I think it was as part of, I don't know which wave of feminism, but it was put into play because a lot of women complain about that. Now that they go have access to be able to put themselves in a self-sustaining way, if they do get in a relationship with a man who's abusive or whatever excuse they want to use, they have that safety net to where they can go and work on their own and self-sustain.
Okay. Do you believe that a woman who's working 60 plus hours a week, do you think she could properly serve her husband?
No.
Darwin?
No, I don't believe
No,
she
I
can
don't think she can
properly
properly
serve her
serve, no.
husband.
Okay, so help me understand. When women go to college and get the careers, how many hours a week do you think women with careers, not women with just dead end jobs they can get without college, women who went to college and they get a degree, bachelor's degree or higher, how many hours a week do you think these women work on average?
Probably 36 to 40 hours.
40 to 60 hours.
I think Trev said it earlier. The stat I haven't looked it up though, but I think it's around 36 hours.
JR, can you Google and see what the average woman, how many average hours the average woman with a career that requires a degree works?
That'd be the men beating up on them hours. Women generally don't. That's even if they just put it by degree. That's the only way you could get close to it. Let's say you put bachelor's, right? Put a bachelor's degree, which is going to be the majority of them, and say what's the average work week for women with the bachelor's degree? That's how you'll come up with your closest answer.
No. What jobs do y'all know where women are just working 40 hours or less? Like, y'all tell me about these jobs that y'all know that women are working 40 hours or less.
It said 46.5 to 60 hours. What I said, 40 to 60.
That's what I'm saying.
With a bachelor's?
Tell me a woman what woman. Look, I don't look at the chat, but y'all look at the chat. Ask these women in the chat, how many of them are working 36 hours, have a career where they're working 36 to 40 hours with a career?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It said the average is about 40 hours per week.
Okay, let's just say 40 hours per week. What's your point after that?
No,
that's what I found. 40 hours.
What'd you type in, JR?
What's the average work week for a woman with a bachelor's degree?
What you type in, Marcus?
He loaded it. He loaded the question to Google. That's all right, man.
Hold on. I typed in the average hours a woman with a degree works.
Hey, can somebody look in the chat? I don't even got the chat. I don't know.
JR pulled it up. You asked JR, he pulled it up, and it said pretty much what I found, which was
Marcus said something different.
Let's just say 40. That's the average work.
Okay, so what jobs
are going to hold you 40?
What jobs y'all think? So y'all think when women go to school for nursing, they're working less than 40 hours a week?
Nursing is enough. Nursing, if you marry a nurse, you out of your fucking mind.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're just trying to get women's careers, right? Do y'all think teachers are working less than 40 hours a week?
No.
What jobs? Just give me that so I can wrap this up and I can call it night. Tell me the jobs that y'all know of that women are working 40 hours or less.
Nights.
I would just say one of them is a woman working at the Social Security office.
That's not a degree
government job.